Can you tell me how this will affect our electric rates down the road?
I'm going to defer to the board. I'll stay by and talk to everybody who wants to share their thoughts with me or ask questions, but I'm going to defer to the board so we can maybe keep some structure.
So if everybody's trying to talk at once, does anybody want to make any more comments?
Yeah, we're a gentleman here with his hand up.
This lady right here.
Hello, my name is Laura Thompson. Thank you, Sidney Township Board. Please hear the voices and see the solidarity of your community constituents who oppose this project as we continue down this path together. Each member on our board, I'm assuming you have children or grandchildren. According to Wikipedia, Sidney Township has an estimated population of 2,563 residents. There are 966 households, out of which 33% have children under the age of 18. 966 households in Sidney Township. Potentially, 966 households being affected by wind turbines. Please, for the people in support of this project, don't only think of your pocketbook, think of your 966 neighbors. Many people have spoken out about the wind turbines. Many who have children. Children are our future. The negative health impacts alone will drive people away. There goes your future. The eyesores of the industrialized towers will drive people away. There goes your future. The financial decrease in property value will drive people away. There goes your future. The tensions between neighbors will drive people away. There goes your future. Addressing the above, and these go against Mr. Albert's information that he just provided. First, the negative health effects. According to windwatch.org and an article titled Negative Health Impact of Noise from Industrialized Wind Turbines, the evidence. Quote, evidence that industrialized wind turbines, IWTs, negatively impact human health is vast and growing. The longer wind turbines operate, the more anecdotal evidence comes to light. In addition, these adverse symptoms appear when people are exposed to operating wind turbines and disappear when the wind turbines stop operating. The article also states, reports that many families abandon their homes after IWTs begin operation make the anecdotal evidence particularly compelling. Did you hear that? Abandon their homes. It will happen here. There goes your future. Secondly, the eyesore. They honestly are an architectural blemish across our beautiful, unhindered farmlands. The night light blinking will be an issue. According to an article titled Assessment of Virtual Effects of Lighting on Wind Farms, it states, light pollution is a recognized problem in the UK, with wind turbine lighting potentially contributing to an adverse effect on people's views, including their enjoyment of the night sky. While technology is being created to assist with these lighting issues, the lights will always be unnaturally there in our majestic, star-lined night sky. In a blog post titled Blinking Red Lights on Wind Turbines, one man provided an email he sent to Next Era Energy that stated, the red lights at night are haunting, a bit like Chinese torture. I'll live with the turbines now, but if the red lights at night continue, I will sell my property and surrender. Did you hear that? Sell my property. It will happen here. There goes your future. Thirdly, the tension between neighbors. According to the article in the Shadow of Wind Farms, proposed wind projects also have fractured rural communities across America, pitting neighbor against neighbor in fights over property rights and money. Many worry about the impact these turbines will have on their homes. Some families interviewed have moved out of their houses after wind farms started operating. Did you hear that? Moved out of their homes. It will happen here. There goes your future. In conclusion, I've given 3 examples. I could go on, where families are moving away due to wind turbines. Do you want people in Sidney Township to move away? There goes your tax base. Do you want your children and grandchildren to stay here and become successful contributors to our community? I hope so. The argument that wind turbines are powering better farms, roads, schools, and police will not matter at all if no one is living in the community. More money does not always equal better. Please, listen to your community. I am confident we can see Sidney Township thrive peaceably in the future. But as long as wind turbines are a part of the picture, you will always have division. Let's continue to keep Sidney a beautiful place for families to live and grow without wind turbines.
My name is Andy Welch. I'm a resident of Sidney Township. Been here for close to 3 years now. Lived in Montcalm County pretty much my whole life. First thing I'd like to do is give a few shout outs and thank yous. Jeff Lotholtz for sounding the alarm. Without Jeff's, what Jed would call it, intestinal fortitude, most of us would still be unaware that this was happening behind our backs. We've been focused on the million other things that 2020 has thrown at us and have been asleep at the wheel on this. This not-so-silent majority is wide awake now. Eric and Chantel Banco, for your tireless effort in spreading the word to the community, giving us an outlet to contact and share information by creating and administering the Montcalm County Citizens United Facebook group, and for having signs and flyers made. You've poured gasoline on Jeff's truth fire. The Facebook group was started just 11 days ago and has already grown to almost 500 members. Montcalm County Commissioner Adam Peterson for joining the Facebook group, answering all the questions that you can, and working to get the answers that you don't have. Norman Stevens for bringing your knowledge and experience to the community. You've been instrumental in helping us all understand our rights and what steps we need to take to protect our community. Township Supervisor Terry Peterman and the whole board, thank you for arranging a change in start time and venue on such short notice. I'm sure the weather won't be quite so accommodating for an outdoor meeting next month, so I assume your effort is taking place in securing an indoor venue with adequate space for us and a return to the 7 p.m. start time for those who cannot miss work to attend. And to my neighbors, I vow to each and every one of you, I will not sell you out for any amount of money this guy offers. So don't come to my I won't take your hush money. I won't shut up. I won't sit down. I won't go away. I love this township. I love this community, and I will never sell any of you out. As you can see, I'm a bit nervous, not a public speaker. Please bear with me. I'd much rather be standing back there in the dark in moral support of those far braver than I. But this threat is too big and too serious to stay silent. Sidney Township is our home, and we chose to live here for a reason. This is where we unwind after a long, hard day, where we raise our family, we hunt, farm, have bonfires with family and friends, enjoy watching sunrises and sunsets over a landscape that's unmarred by the towering commercial and industrial structures found in the city. Life in the country is what we've chosen and what we want to hold on to. We don't want to be surrounded and towered over by 600-foot tall spinning skyscrapers. If we did, there are plenty of existing wind farms where houses are going real cheap. We are people who love our country and our community. We cherish our freedom and the right to use our property how we choose, but we also understand that being a good neighbor means considering how that choice impacts those who live around you. We are intelligent people who care about the environment, but we also think for ourselves and cannot be bullied into submission. When we raise concerns about negative impacts that are widely reported and documented, we don't want to be told we're a bunch of whiny NIMBYs and conspiracy theorists. We don't want to hear "just get used to it" when we voice our opposition to the idea of living with constant droning infrasound, nausea and headache-inducing shadow flicker, and trespass zoning that invades and violates our peaceful enjoyment of our property. What's at stake here is our quality of life, our mental well-being, our health, our property values, and our right to safely and quietly enjoy the place we call home. Now, like many of you, this was just brought to my attention less than 2 weeks ago, and I am feverishly trying to educate myself as quickly as I can because I know we're already behind the 8 ball. Please join me in that effort. Apex is here tonight and has preached to us all the positives of wind energy. Please understand this is a sales pitch performed by well-paid salespeople, and they are very good at their craft. Please do your own homework and fact-check them. Educate yourself on the potential negatives that they will not tell you, and please be sure to inform your neighbors. There is a ton of information that has already been aggregated by other local opposition groups, and many of us have shared links to these other helpful sites in the Facebook group. Please join the group and invite others. We must work together to get educated, stay informed, and get the word out. Please write, email, and call board members to share your thoughts with them. They want to hear from us. Continue to attend these meetings and participate in public comments. If I can do it, so can you. And to the board, thank you for taking notice of this public awakening and allowing an opportunity for us to share our thoughts, feelings, and concerns with you. I pray that you truly hear us and you take our thoughts and opinions seriously. We will continue to send you helpful information as we discover it in an effort to assist you in crafting a responsible wind ordinance designed to protect the interests of the people you represent and serve. I ask that you please keep in mind throughout this process that we are your #1 priority, and there is so much more to be considered than potential for increased revenue for the township. Please read our letters and emails, take our calls, take the time to look into the things we pass along. I ask you that you please understand the massive scale of this decision and the impact it will have on every resident. If we allow these industrial turbines to come in, that is a permanent decision which cannot be undone. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you. I want to let everybody know that I did try to find a different place. I called the college because they got a big auditorium up there. And Connie said that with the COVID going on, we can't use it. So I've been looking everywhere, and Connie says she'll look places and see if we can find some place to have meetings and where we can get, more people in. But I want to let you know.
Community center in Sheridan.
Huh?
What about the community center in Sheridan?
The school. Still an enclosure.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be big enough. I can check on that.
Where are these wind turbines made?
China.
Well, a lot of them are, someone asked where the turbines are made. It really depends on what turbine model you buy. There's a lot of them manufactured right here in the U.S. Some come from Canada. Some pieces come from Canada. Some of the towers that we're using over in Isabella County and the towers that were used in the Shepherd area, they all came from Monroe, downstate Michigan. There's a tower manufacturer there. Pieces come from our nacelles, all come from Pensacola, Florida. All the generator piece, they all come from Pensacola. Some other pieces come from El Paso, Texas. They go get some pieces coming from Iowa and Colorado. So it's a global supply chain, but there's a lot more of it being manufactured here in the U.S.
Scott Heinbecker, Derby Road, 1507. I was in the, I inspected power plants for 5 years, and wind turbines were kind of like the joke because they only produce, what do you say, 2 to 3 megawatts. When your normal turbine for your gas power plants are producing anywhere from 100 to 400 megawatts. And basically, most of those have 4 turbines in them, your natural gas plants. They take up a little bit bigger area than like a windmill area, but probably an acre and a half, and you're producing substantially bigger amounts of power, way more power. Solar plants actually do better than the wind turbines. I'm not saying wind turbines aren't getting better, they are, but for what they produce, it's a joke. It really is. They're an eyesore and this and that, but they're just a subsidized power, and you're not getting your money's worth. They're backed by the government. It's a joke. The real producers of power obviously are coal, natural gas, propane, trash burners. I've been in trash burning plants, tire burning plants. Nuclear plants are phenomenal. Just from like an idea perspective of, I've been there, done that, talked to it. Hydro plants are phenomenal, by the way. If you want energy efficient, you can start power on and off whenever you need. And the bad thing about windmills is they have had problems with their gearboxes. People go, oh, they're great for the environment. They take a ton of oil. Those gearboxes hold tons and tons of oil. So if you're looking to get out of petroleum, which everyone's, oh, wind power, no more petroleum. It's huge gearboxes filled full of large amounts of oil. So, you know, just saying, just my 2 cents. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want, but, I mean, again, in our industry, the windmills are the joke. They just, you don't get enough bang for your buck.
Mind if I ask when you work in the industry? Because I like to, you know, separate from this, I like to have that conversation with kids.
Yeah, it was 7 years ago.
Okay. Dramatic changes have happened.
Dramatic changes, but you're still, the production still isn't, the output's still not there.
Well, dramatic changes are happening.
Oh, I know.
There's a
I also agree with that, but it needs to be more in order to be efficient.
And there is a transition. We're not here to say that natural gas is going away. I'm not going to tell you that. Natural gas will be here. But there's a transition in the way that electricity is being produced. And, you know, from a cost standpoint, as the utilities, as the state, and as the nation is shutting down our coal plants, which have done a tremendous service to this nation and helped build Michigan to the largest manufacturing base state in the nation. I mean, we have the whole arsenal. Like, Michigan plays a significant role. It's been powered by coal and some nuclear. We're shutting those down. That's happening. It's not me. It's not any of us. But it's just the reality of what's going on. So as we look to replace lost power and run our state, how are we going to do that? It's going to be some natural gas, and it's going to be wind as part of it. It's going to be some solar, but no one's building coal.
They're just building new coal plants.